The most damaging thing we can say to our kids is not an insult. Instead, it is an empty promise. And in this video, I'm going to show you where these empty promises show up for us parents without even realizing it, a story of my own childhood, an empty promise that I was given that has shaped into how I parent and live my life today. And then hopefully by the end of this video, you'll have the tools to better recognize what you may be saying to your kids that could be damaging them, how we can fix that for the benefit of our offspring. I want to start with, who the heck am I? Why does this matter? Well, I was raised by two parents. I'm now a parent of two myself. I also work with many athletes and their parents in the hockey space, developing them into competent leaders on the ice, leaders off the ice, and setting them up well as people for whatever life brings them. But for today, I want to share with you a story of my own journey as a way to bring light to patterns as a parent that you may not realize, and not realizing may be blocking their progress, whether that be on the ice or in their own personal development. When I was a kid, I was drilled into me by my mom, by my dad, with the ideology and the words that you can do anything in life if you are willing to put forth effort and you put your mind to it. And I grew up with that belief. I still hold that belief, but I hold it in a different way. And I'll get into that. But first, what I grew up with was you can do anything you want in life. But where it fell apart for me was that who was delivering it, it was coming from someone who hadn't done whatever they wanted in life. So there was a missing piece. And the statement they give, you can do anything you want in life if you're willing to put in the effort and put your mind to it. Okay, so I was like, maybe that was the trick, more putting my mind to it. What does that mean? But fundamentally, what I realize now, because I come from a blue-collar family, very middle class, very average, hardworking, but still average. So effort wasn't the answer. Well, then was it putting my mind to it? What does that mean? I don't know. It always struck me as confusing as I got older because there was that disconnect. I had hardworking parents. They didn't do whatever they wanted. And if you ask them, they didn't live out their dreams. And I know this because my dad was a mechanic, an amazing mechanic. Don't get me wrong, the guy is a legend. But another thing he raised me with was you can do anything you want in the world except be a mechanic. And the reason he said that was because as good as he was at it, it wasn't his dream. He didn't enjoy it. It took away years of his life because of how it abused his body over decades. So then there's even more of a gap. It's like, okay, I can do anything I want, except I can't do what you did. Where does that leave me? And how that shaped me as a parent was I must be cautious with the words that I give my children, because if they are not aligned with my actions, they become empty. And if they become empty, they become lies. And if they become lies, they become destructive. I do not want that for my children. And I'm sure that if you're watching this, it's because you don't want that for your children either. So what I've taken from that, the gap that was missing was really, we can cast it to circumstances that we can't control. But what we can control is our own fear of things not going perfectly to plan, not going of how we predict, but still getting up to the plate and taking the swing anyways. And that single sentence, you can do anything you want if you put your mind to it, has shaped how I behave because it led me into what I do now with coaching. I coach and develop hockey athletes. I turn them into amazing, skilled players on the ice, leaders off the ice. It's a beautiful transformation that I get to see and be part of, and I'm so grateful for that. And it comes from my own boys, because I still believe you can do anything that you want. But I know that my boys will look at my actions more than they will listen to my words. And for them to believe those words when I tell them, I must live it first, regardless of what I have to give up to make it possible. And truthfully, I gave up more than I had anticipated. But that's the power of this philosophy that I believe in. Those are the stakes that I'm willing to bet to make it so that my boys believe my words when they look at my actions. I gave up a career that was successful on paper by many metrics of the average person. I was over a six-figure salary, insane commission structure and bonus structure, wonderful leadership, flexible work, paid vacation, company vehicle, like didn't have to pay for fuel or maintenance for the vehicle, cell phone, laptop. I had made it before I turned 30. I had a retirement job. Threw it all away. I transitioned out of it because I knew that it did not fit my values of you could do anything you want in life. And my boys deserve those words to be true for them. So my challenge to you, my ask of you for watching this video is, what are the words that you were told when you were raised that you discovered to be untrue or incomplete? How do you pass those on to your kids without fully knowing? Because for me to get to this place took years of work. And I'm hoping that it's not years for you. I'm genuinely hope that by watching this video, you can pull that from years into the future to even today, tomorrow, or sometime this week. Because as a coach and as a parent, I care about my kids. I care about the athletes I work with. And I care about the athletes who I am not yet working with, who are stuck potentially because of the words that their parents have told them that they believe to be true, yet are left feeling incomplete. So what I leave you with today is, first identify things that you say that may be incomplete, because your kids will look at your actions more than they will listen to your words. We say all the time, we want to give our kids the most opportunity that we can. True. But until we identify how we are keeping them stuck, we're putting invisible barriers in front of them without even realizing it. So take 10 minutes this week, find what those barriers are, and help yourself to help your kids. And if nothing else, step outside your comfort zone and do something challenging this week. Go to the gym when it's inconvenient. Sign up for a run or a race. Go to a pottery class or an art class or a paint night, or read a book cover to cover. Something different, something challenging, something outside your comfort zone, because your kids will see that and they will notice. And I think that that's a small way with a big impact that our kids pick up on, that shows them rather than tells them, in a way that they can listen. So when it comes to giving opportunity to our children, let us be cautious with our words and be generous with our actions. I hope you find this video helpful. It comes from a place of love, of desire for you to grow as a parent, for you to help your kids grow as athletes, as humans. And I wouldn't share this message with you if I didn't have a deep desire to help you and help your children. I appreciate you watching this far. I hope you have an amazing day. And I hope that before you even click out of this video, that you can take 5 minutes to write down, what are the words that you say that may be untrue or incomplete? What is the uncomfortable action that you're going to take this week that will signal to your children that you are accepting of growth and change, and that they can be as well? And then what is a word or phrase that you can provide to your children that you can also back up with an action? How do we tell them and show them that we believe in them, that we want the best for them? Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video.